Assassin's Creed Shadows is a huge game with plenty to see and do, but sometimes that can leave you feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do first or next. So today I've put together a list of 16 goals you can chase to keep you busy long after you finish the main questline. I've broken these goals up into 4 main categories: combat lovers, explorers, collectors, and secret chasers. Let's get started with combat goals. So starting off with a combat goal that I think is super fun and has a ton of replayability to it, I challenge you to pick any castle or fort in the game, choose one random NPC in that castle or fort, and try to assassinate them. The important stipulation here is you can't kill or be seen by any other NPC in that castle or fort. So you have to pick a perfect path to get in, find your target, assassinate them, and get out clean. This has endless options for you to set mini goals for yourself, and I think it's a great way to just keep playing the game after you finish the quests. Next up, there are a ton of weapons to chase in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and a ton of different legendaries for both Naoe and Yasuke. So for this goal, I have a very simple challenge question for you. Can you take what you think is the worst weapon in your inventory and make it a boss killer? And even if it's not the worst weapon in your inventory, maybe it's just a weapon type you haven't played a lot of, I think this is such a cool way to get more out of this game, challenging yourself to use bad weapons or just weapons you're not really comfortable with. Have you had any success taking a bad weapon or a weapon that's at least bad on paper and turning it into a monster in Assassin's Creed Shadows? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on to time trials for castles and forts in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I challenge you to pick any castle in the game and try to clear it as either Naoe and Yasuke, and do it as fast as you can. And the cool thing about this goal is if you try it for yourself, drop your performance down in the comments below and we can all share our times, what characters we're using, what location we cleared. And you can also modify this further by picking whether you choose to go completely stealth, so kill everyone in the castle or fort without anyone noticing, or you can go the more Yasuke route and just charge in and kill everyone as fast as possible. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. The final combat goal I have for you is to take the traditional character builds for Naoe and Yasuke and turn them on their heads. I challenge you to swap the roles of Naoe and Yasuke in the game. So make a build for Naoe that is a complete berserker, can run into castles and take on waves and waves of enemy right in broad daylight, and then turn your attention to Yasuke and turn him into an assassin using the bow and maybe his brutal assassinations with the long katana. There's a lot of customization you can do here, but the challenge ultimately is taking each character and making them really good at the thing they don't traditionally do in the game. I've had a ton of fun building Naoe with the Kusarigama. Once you get really good with that weapon, you can take on tons of enemies at once. And then for Yasuke, the bow is kind of the obvious stealth option, and it's super fun when you start to build it out. And if you're having any difficulty with this goal, check out the video at the top of the screen where I share my 10 favorite weapons for Naoe in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Moving on to explorer goals for all you adventurers at heart. So my first explorer goal is for you to chase the perfect sunrise or sunset. I don't think anyone can argue that the world of Assassin's Creed Shadows is absolutely beautiful. There are some amazing vistas you can stumble upon either at sunrise or sunset or even at other times of the day during the game. But one thing I've had a ton of fun with since discovering it is photo mode in this game. It isn't obvious, but if you press the 2 sticks in on your controller, you activate photo mode. And there are so many awesome pictures you can take in this game, whether that's just of the landscape or of your character in the landscape. Whatever you want to do here, your imagination is really your limit, but I just have really fallen in love with photo mode in this game, so I definitely recommend you try it out and try to find the perfect postcard for all of your different adventures in the game. And of course, if you have found the perfect place in the game for a photo op, drop that in the comments below. I'd love to figure out where the best place to take pictures is. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Animus Hub. So for those of you that don't know, the Animus Hub is basically the new launcher for the modern Assassin's Creed games. The only game that's like native to the launcher is Shadows, but if you scroll through the hub, you can see all of the different memories from all of the different Assassin's Creed games of the modern era. I'm actually super excited for the future of this system to see what Ubisoft does with it. The idea of one central hub to launch all of the Assassin's Creed games is super cool, and it's a great way to just scroll through past games and see if anything gets you excited. For me personally, the Animus Hub has helped me get back into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, just kind of scanning through those memories, and seeing Valhalla made me go, I kind of want to try that again. And I've been having a blast picking that back up. There'll be a video on that shortly. But yeah, jump into the Animus Hub, see if any of the older games kind of call to you, and have fun. Okay, so next explorer goal is for anyone who bum rushes the main quest in these games and doesn't really focus on side quests. This is for you. So there are a ton of quests in Assassin's Creed Shadows, obviously, a lot of side quests, and there are a few good ones, but one that has stuck out to me ever since playing it is called Melon Lords, and it's in the Yamashiro region of the map. I'm not going to show any footage of this quest, but I will show where it is on the map just so you can find it for yourself. Yeah, if you're an explorer, just go out there and play it for yourself if you haven't already. So the final exploration goal for you is about playing the game a second time. So we just found out from the roadmap revealed by Ubisoft that there is a New Game Plus coming later this summer, but in the meantime, or if you just want to wait for New Game Plus, I challenge you to play through the game in canon mode in Japanese. Now the reason for this, especially under the Explorer goal section, I think is obvious. This is just another way to experience the game, but I know for me, one of the regrets I actually have about my first playthrough is that I chose non-canon mode and it allowed me to make decisions for dialogue and things like that. It totally makes sense to play it again in canon mode to see what the actual canon choices are for each of the characters. Hey, and all this talk of goals makes me think about my goal, which is to continue growing this YouTube channel and bringing more content like this. So if you're watching this and enjoying it, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. I love you. So next up, let's talk about completionist collector goals. This is very much kind of the checklist goals. Nothing wrong with that. That's one of the reasons I love these games, is just that dopamine drip of continuing to complete tasks. Let's jump into it. So the first and most obvious goal here, I think, for an Assassin's Creed game is to unlock all of the viewpoints across the map. This is quite a grindy objective. You have to climb all of the different high points and then sync with them. But if you are someone who likes to have your map fully completed like me, getting all the viewpoints is kind of essential for that. So best of luck. The next collector goal has to do with the battle passes in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So whether or not you've engaged with this system yet, I actually recommend you try them out because it is pretty fun. There's some modern day story you can unlock on the battle passes, and it doesn't cost anything. There are weekly missions that reset every Thursday, I believe, and these are just ways to come back to the game and play more. They also kind of drip feed the content for you, so every week you have these weeklies that you can come back to and complete, progress this story, unlock cool items in the game, and just keep having an excuse to play. So I challenge you to complete the battle passes, see what you think of the story there and whether or not it's worth your time. You might decide it's not, and that's totally cool, but this is an option for you if you're looking for another way to get more out of the game. And if you need more information about the battle passes in Assassin's Creed Shadows, check out this video at the top of the screen where I share 17 tips and tricks for the game, and I talk a lot about the battle pass there. Next up, I think this is a pretty cool collector goal, and that is to find all of the legendary animals and unlock all of the paintings for them. So there are a ton of different mini games in Assassin's Creed Shadows, but one of the kind of cool ones is you sneak up on animals in the wild and then paint them, and you unlock these painted versions of them that you can then display at your hideout. There are 5 legendary animals that are much harder to find. They require specific seasons and times of day and things like that to actually have them spawn in the world. You'll probably need a guide to complete this, but this is a cool collector goal. I can't think of a better one, actually, finding all of these cool animals, and there's one in particular of the legendary animals that I think is super awesome. Ultimately, this is kind of just a fun, frilly goal, but for all you collectors, it's essential. And finally, for the collectors out there, I have one more challenge for you. Get all of the outfits in the game. Now, some of these are locked behind paywalls. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the legendaries you can unlock in-game and also all of the random drops you can get across vendors and gear drops in the world. I can understand if you think that the legendaries are where all of the cool kind of transmogs are at in the game, but there are actually a lot of cool world drops. Like I have this one robe for Naoe that's like white and it has this pink flower on the back, which I think looks super cool. And that was just a random drop in the world. So if collecting all the outfits in the game sounds cool and you want to spend time collecting everything in the game, your best bet for this is to keep checking in with the gear vendors every season. Their assortment resets every season, so it's always worth going back to them. Each gear vendor in the game has the same inventory, so you don't have to check all of them across the map. But yeah, it's kind of just a slow and steady way to keep collecting stuff in the game. And finally, let's not forget about secrets in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I have 4 I want to talk about today. Let's get into it. So I'm starting off strong with what I think is the coolest secret in the game, and that is a special unlock you can get at a very special secret location in the game that I will show you on the map right now. I don't want to share what this is. I just want you to see it for yourself. So just watch the prompt on the screen as to where you need to go on the map and how to get to where I'm talking about. Open the chest and let me know what you think. This is probably one of my favorite unlocks in the game because it's surprising, it's a one-of-a-kind thing, it's definitely worth picking up for yourself. And hey, that's a great segue into my next secret in the game. On the island where you find this secret thing I'm talking about, make sure to go to the north end of that island. You probably went to the south end for one of the quests in the Omi region, but if you go to the north end, there's a bunch of little buddies there for you. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly who those buddies are, but this is a fun little touch in the game. I like coming to this island every so often across all of the different seasons and just checking in with the little buds. You'll know what I mean when you see it. Next up, for all you Skyrim lovers, I have a cool little Easter egg for you. So when you're playing as Yasuke, make sure you have a bow equipped, and the next time you're fighting enemies, pull out that bow, pull the drawstring back, aim at someone's knee, and come on, I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you. Try it out for yourself, see what happens. I think, again, if you're a Skyrim fan, you're going to like it. And finally, for all of my Elden Ring, Dark Souls lovers, there is a cool little nod to those games in Assassin's Creed Shadows at the Veiled Tumulus coffin. On screen now, I'll show you where you have to go to check out this Easter egg. Hop into that coffin, take out the first few enemies, and you'll see a cool little monument that is clearly a nod to Dark Souls. What are some of your favorite things to do in Assassin's Creed Shadows when you're bored or overwhelmed? Or what are things you do that aren't obvious activities or quests in the game? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to chat. And hey, if you want more Assassin's Creed content, check out this video right here where I talk about 7 reasons why the modern Assassin's Creed games are perfect gaming for your 30s. I'll see you there in just a second. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dylan. This is Beep Boop Loot. We'll see you in the next one.